It's your girl Lizzie Yayo, forever keeping in the Bando, here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I am here honorably with CEO LLG of Braveheart Security. Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I cannot complain.
That's good.
So, let everybody know who you are and what it is, all that you do.
Well, basically, I do a lot, but we want to start off with the security. I supply security for different music artists, musicians, hotels, restaurants, venues, whatever the call's for, I'm there.
That is awesome. So, can you tell us what are some things that people would be looking for when they're looking for the right security?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure that you get somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, has experience in it, and has the proper training for what the need calls for.
What got you into doing security at such a high level?
Well, I started out, I got into it when I started having a family, and I decided to go ahead and wanted to protect. And as I did that, I started in the hotels and went further on to the music industry, working for Fox and 99, doing security, and just kept on going from there.
And how did you get involved in doing security at 99.1?
I met with a gentleman by the name of Bobby J, and he had spoke with someone. Her name was Tammy. I can't remember her last name, but she recruited me and brought me in. I was already licensed because had worked for a company called Sentinel Protective Services, and I just went from there. And they just kept using me for different venues that they was having. I got to know a lot of the DJs, and they started using me for some of the club venues that they was having, and my name just went on through there.
That's what's up. So, how important is it for a security company to have certain licensing?
It's very important. For one, the laws are changing a lot, especially going across state line with weapons and everything. You know how they passing laws now. So it's very hard. You just have to have the proper training and notify any company that you're working for, what you're trying to do and what you want to do.
Okay. Can you share the most challenging situation that you've came across?
Man, making a decision of whether I'm gonna pull my weapon or not.
Mm.
That was the biggest challenge I've ever had doing security, and keeping myself safe as well as my clients safe.
And what was that like for you? Like, if you have, or have you had to pull out your weapon?
No, I haven't had to pull it out.
That's
In
awesome.
situations that needed it, that I thought was not necessary, that I can talk it through, I didn't have to pull it out.
And is that some type of schooling or classes that people take in order to know how to de-escalate a situation?
First of all, you need to de-escalate yourself in certain situations. So if you can't handle a heightened situation to the point of where you're always nervous, you're quick to grab, that's one of the reasons why we have the situations that we have today with police officers. Sometimes if you're overstressed and overworked, you're quick to do certain things like that because of your anger. So if you're not having proper training, talking to a psychiatrist or a counselor, someone who can like make sure that you're okay to keep performing the job that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's very important because, as we know, with time and during decades ago, that was one of the main things that people are scared of, as far as the people that they feel though should protect them. And I believe that every officer, anyone inside of that field, should have some type of counseling. So, do you think that, like with the police force, and do they do that? Do you know if they do that?
They do offer counseling, and when you go through certain situations, they automatically offer counseling. But I think it needs to be done on a periodic basis more than what they're doing, because a lot of things are changing in society now, and a lot of people are having more stress put on them, and it's not just we're dealing with the society things; it's also dealing with things at home. So you always have to check in with that officer or that security officer. Anybody that's carrying a weapon that have to deal with the public, they always need to be checked on also.
I agree. What does a typical day look like for you as the CEO of Braveheart Security?
Constantly checking on my officers, on customers' property or the building, whatever's needing protection at that time. I make sure that everything is being ran right.
Do they provide you with more jobs than just securing and providing that protection?
It's rare, but it's all up to the company. What the company is trying to do with with the consumer that they're working with. So sometimes a lot of people they'll just grab somebody from off the street and say throw them through some training and then say, "Hey, I'm gonna put you right here." But I think it should be proper training. It should take time in what they're doing, and they should shadow someone else who knows what they're doing before they even interact with anything like that.
Right. How many years have you been inside the business?
Uh, I started out when I was 21 years old, and I'm 50 now.
Oh my, that's a long time.
Yes, yes.
That is a very long time. And then through that time, I'm sure you have to do like refreshers and things like
Yes,
that.
definitely, definitely. Every year we have a refresher course that we have to go through.
Okay. How did you build and maintain such prestigious reputation being a part of like Foxy 99 and
Having code of ethics, having knowledge, not being quick to speak, observing a lot, watching certain situations, and just being mindful of who you are and what you're there to do.
right? So I know that with that radio station in particular is commercial, and they have a lot of big artists, big name celebrities that come out. Who are some of the people that you had the honor opportunity to?
I've had the honor of working with a lot of artists, and I enjoyed every bit of it. It was very challenging. I've worked with DMX. I loved him, and he was a great guy. I've worked with Public Announcement. I've worked with Ray J. I worked with quite a few. Spinderella from Salt and Pepper. Um, I had the pleasure of working with Busta Rhymes, Ja Rule, The Lost Boys. The list just goes on and on and on.
Oh wait! Shout out to the Lost Boys, my homie.
Big up to New York and why?
DJ Unique. Yeah, he just did the show with us. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've worked with a lot of artists, and I will continue to work with them. I love doing what I do.
So humbly, I know you have not mentioned Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I haven't worked with Beyonce, but I have worked with Jay-Z when he first came out, when he was doing shows. I think he had came to Southern Pines one time, and I worked with Jay-Z, Benny Siegel. That's when he was just bringing all of his artists out there.
That is really dope. So, like, what was that like? I know they were just coming out. Was it like, or not just with Jay-Z, with any of the artists that you've named, like with so many paparazzis and stuff like that? How was that with them?
It's always been comfortable for me. For one, I've always checked the area out before I visited and made sure that the artist was going to be safe. I made sure the area was going to be good for them, whichever the safe of travel we had to get to. It was very challenging. It was exciting. It was very fun. I love doing it. I love doing it.
That's what's up. So, what essential skills are required to excel in security?
Just proper knowledge, gun training, learning the ammo that you're using, learning if you're going to have non-lethal or pepper spray or a baton.
Let's see that baton.
Well, this is what they use when they're trying to keep a little crowd control. So
let me see that. That thing look like it hurts.
Yes.
See, it feels
I
like
haven't
it
felt
hurts.
the end of it.
I don't want to feel the
yes.
end of it. Jesus. And in certain situations, like what would what would people that do security use that for?
I would normally use this for someone who has a knife or some type of electronic device, taser, anything, something like, or even pepper spray. I'll try to get out their hand before they spray. Right. But that's the only thing I would use that for, or a gun. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, if you're gonna pull a gun, I'm gonna pull mine first.
Okay, yeah, you got to protect yourself. You know,
Definitely.
How do you prepare your team for high pressure situations?
I always talk to them. We pray before we go in and out. I check on them periodically, make sure everybody is safe and they are using safe gun practices. And let's make sure I observe the posture of them. I don't want someone to always walk around with their hand on their hip because then it's like you're looking for something. So right. Yeah, it's basically like how you feel in that area. If you're nervous in that area, I don't want you in that area.
Right. So, say for instance, it's like 300 people that is at a venue, and people are still entering in. What should someone do if they're not able to get in, or a customer isn't able to get in, and they're all irate. Oh, I'm about to go to the car and go grab something.
The best thing to do is keep your eye on that person and have someone walk with them, and make sure that they can like keep an eye on them. And then if they can get into an area too where they can calm them down, because most people want a scene, they want to make a scene. So if you can get them away from the crowd and calm them down and talk to them and everything can go smooth.
Right.
It's all how you approach the situation.
How do you ensure confidentiality when working with high-profile clients?
I don't discuss anything. If the client hasn't told me who to discuss it with, I don't discuss anything.
That's a fact. What role does technology play with today?
Well, as you saw with the key and open up the doors, technology play a big part in that. That's like I was saying about the non-lethal weapons that they have. They have tasers that, spring out. They have non-lethal weapon rubber bullets. So it's a lot of things that you can use now with the technology as it's changed.
Okay. How has the security industry changed over the years with high-profile clients?
It has changed a lot. It's you're dealing with a lot of pickpockets. The list just goes on and on.
Oh yeah, I was just watching that Skilla baby. He had got pickpockets while performing
On stage, I saw that.
Now, I didn't see any security officers around him.
Anytime an artist is at the stage, I like to have at least my security at the front and a clear area to where they can move back and forth, or I have some on both ends.
Right. That's really scary. That's really scary because you never know the intention of people. Because even if they go to pay to watch someone perform, you never know what they got going on.
It's more or less keeping your eyes focused on the crowd instead of what's going on. The artist can perform, but the crowd is where you're going to see most of the action coming from.
That's right. What advice would you give someone that's looking to enter the security business?
Make sure your heart is into it. Make sure you're focused. Make sure that you have someone to talk to when you have a stressful day. Make sure that you focus on what you're doing, and if that's in fact what you want to do.
Awesome. What advice would you give someone that is looking to enter the security business?
Just do your background training, weapons training, discuss it with someone else, because it is life threatening and your life will be in danger a lot of times.
Yeah. How do you manage to excuse me? How do you manage stress in such demanding profession?
Well, for one, I take time out for myself. I take time out for my family, friends. I have to take time out for me so I can get myself together to go back out into what I'm doing and make sure I'm focused so I can be paying attention to what's going on around me. Like they say, keep your head on the swivel.
Okay. Can you share a time when quick decision making was needed?
I was doing a show at a club venue, and I'm not sure if it was a distraction or not, but there was an altercation going on inside. And once we got him outside, a gentleman kind of like walked off towards another vehicle. And as he walked towards the crowd, I saw he had a weapon, so I drew my weapon then at that time and made him put his weapon down. Otherwise, the guards that was facing the situation that was going on, they all would have been shot.
Oh man, that's crazy. Like, oh man, you save people's lives. I mean, of course, that's security. That's what they do. But
Yes.
in that particular moment, I can just imagine what you were thinking and having to think so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's just crazy.
You have to stay quick on your feet.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
Being able to go back home to your loved ones and carry on to the next day.
Do you have a legacy that you wish to leave with Braveheart Security?
Just the importance of protecting what's loved and love what you've protected.
I appreciate you. I really do. Can you let everyone know the number to reach you if they're looking for security?
Yes, you can reach me at 910-578-6830.
All right. And one more time for the people in the back.
910-578-6830. 6830.
It was a pleasure having you.
Yes, it was a pleasure being here.
Yeah, we're in Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta, ATL. My first time being here, and I'm enjoying y'all already.
So before we go, what's the experience been like for you since you've been here?
So far, it's been the food because I love to eat and I love to cook. Just the atmosphere, the lights, the buildings. It just reminds me of being back at home in New York.
Okay, so you from New York? What part?
Jamaica, Queens.
Jamaica, Queens.
Shout out to my man 52.
Okay, we out here with no coat on.
But the weather feels nice right now. It feels real good right now. I'm enjoying myself.
I'm glad that you are. Well, you guys, hey, it's your girl Lizzie Yayo, forever keeping it a bando with CEO LLG of Braveheart Security. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. If you need your security, you already know what to do.
Check me out. Holla at me.